You're listening to the Echo Ratings Eventing Podcast, the show with a light-hearted look at the eventing world, all of the big event previews, reviews, and special guests, and of course, backed up with all of the key Echo Ratings stats. Welcome to the Echo Ratings Eventing Podcast. Welcome to the Echo Ratings Eventing Podcast, and our guest on today's show is part of our build-up to Aachen Digital Champion of Champions. He is in the Champion of Champions field. He is an Olympic champion. He has won a gold medal in Aachen. No better man to tell us what this incredible venue is all about. Welcome to the show, Hinrich Romeike.
Hello, everybody.
We are so looking forward to looking back down your Aachen memories, because you and your wonderful grey horse became such a staple of many people's eventing memories. So we cannot wait to relive some of those with you. But first of all, Aachen. Obviously, you won a team gold there back in 2006, but you've had 3 runs at the venue and 3 top 10 finishes. So it's a happy hunting ground for you. What is it that makes Aachen so special?
In fact, Aachen is for the German riders. It's the every year, it's a sort of world championships for the carriage drivers, for the show jumpers, and for the dressage riders. I mean, a sort of unofficial world championship. And when they made up their mind to do the eventing competition in 2006 for the World Championships, they made the ground very, very perfect. So in Aachen, the ground for the show jumpers, for the dressage riders, carriage drivers is always top class, perfect, and so they wanted to do it for the eventers, and they succeeded. So no matter how bad the weather is, the ground is perfect. In hot sun, in pouring rain, the ground is always very, very stable and not too firm. So nowadays, I think it's all about ground. Eventing is all about ground. They have changed the attitude throughout the world. And so Aachen sort of set the pace. And the others followed. So Aachen is, for us, German riders, top of the sport. It's in eventing, it's very decent jumping. And because it's a short format, of course, the speed is very thrilling. It's very, very fast riding acquired to try to get home in time, because there's not very much space between the fences. There's only, in short format, only 3.5 kilometers. And of course, that is very hard to get, hard to achieve. So decent jumping, fast horses, perfect show jumping ground, which is not always available when you're not at Aachen. But in Aachen, it's perfect show jumping, it's perfect dressage for the eventers, and the atmosphere is just stunning.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? The attention to detail with everything in Aachen, because there is the top class dressage, the top class show jumping, the carriage driving, everything. And it is the best of the best competing in each of those disciplines. You mentioned the atmosphere there. It's something that we've touched upon in a few episodes already, in so much as it being so electric and special. I imagine being a home crowd as well, it gives that extra little bit of excitement and energy for you competing.
Well, of course. When I competed in Aachen the first time in 2006, when we had the World Championships, I can very, very directly remember the moment I entered the show jumping arena, when we had the dressage done, the cross-country done. Marius was one of, I think, 5 horses who went clear in the cross-country and clear in the show jumping. But entering the show jumping ground with those 40,000 people, it was packed with people. It's like I've never been in such an atmosphere before. Being in the center of this stadium and sort of the people getting silent and you have to start. You have to do your work, and you're all alone in this very, very impressive showground, and the people sort of you could hear a needle drop. And Marius wasn't a perfect jumper. He was a bit lazy in the show jumping arena. So he touched the poles one or two times, and every time he touched a pole, the people would have sort of do like this, and it felt I can remember so clearly. It felt like there was a loss of pressure in the stadium because of 40,000 people holding their breath.
Holding their breath for what was a German team gold medal on the line. What was that feeling because I think you actually still had a couple of the German riders to jump when you had been into the show jumping, but what was that feeling like as you came through the finish flags, knowing that you'd finished on your dressage score and you'd done everything that you could do?
Well, I mean, it was just extraordinary. We had, as you probably know, we had lost the Athens gold medal,
yeah.
And this 2 years later was we wanted it so badly to sort of show the world that we in that time that we were a very, very good team, perhaps the best team in the world, and we wanted to show we felt we could do it. We could do it again, like in Athens. And when I sort of put my little brick into that wall, and it was all right, up to then, it was, I cannot tell. It was just, amazing. It was amazing. Because
obviously I think the home crowd would have felt the Athens loss 2 years previously as well. So it kind of actually culminated in coming together to be even more extra special to win at a home venue and take that gold medal. How nerve-wracking was it waiting for your last couple of teammates to show jump in that stadium, Hinrich?
I couldn't watch. I just couldn't watch my team members. I was going sort of 10 meters, 20 meters aside and sort of held my thumbs pressed and just waited. I didn't watch. I just couldn't do it.
But it was so worth it in the end because it was that team gold medal that everybody wanted so badly. So you finished fifth individually in Aachen 2006. Marius then went on to finish fifth again in 2008. He was ninth in 2007 as well. So 3 years on the trot, 3 top tens. Have you got any other Aachen memories that you'd really like to look back on and share? Because he had an extraordinary record throughout his career, but Aachen was obviously a venue that he really loved as well.
Yeah, he was. He always performed best when the going got tough and really hard. When the ground got tough, when the jumping would be the bigger the better. He'd been at badminton. He'd been his first championships was in 2003 in Punchestown. Where he was, he finished 17th, I think. He was the only German placing, and from that on, the Germans developed, and with help of Chris Basel, of course, and Hans Melzer, we developed and got more and more familiar with getting placed.
You got very familiar with getting placed.
Yes.
I will be. It was a real golden era for German eventing.
It was a golden decade, and Marius has been very successful in Aachen. He got placed in 5 of 6 championships, always or nearly every time top 10. And Olympics Games, of course, individual 5th and individual win in 2008. So when it was big jumping and very important show, he would be best. Perhaps it's because I sort of prepared best, because I do my dental surgery in normal life. I cannot. And I rode one horse then at that time. When the others rode, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 10 horses, I always rode one horse, him. So I couldn't prepare like the others did, but I managed to concentrate very decently and very firmly, and well, somehow I managed to keep this concentration in big championships quite a few times, and it came out with very good placings. Yeah.
Very good placings is completely an understatement, Hinrich, because you were absolutely amazing. And I want to talk about a few of that victory, particularly at the Olympics in Hong Kong, in a second. But you touched upon it there, because you are a dentist and you were working full time. You were fitting your eventing in, competing one horse at top level at sort of 6 championships consecutively. That is the fairy tale story of an amateur, and it's actually something that we don't see very often. We might not see it again. It was a really remarkable achievement. How did you juggle your dentistry, your full-time career, your family of 3 children? How did you juggle that with becoming an Olympic champion?
I mean, of course, you name it. It's quite, for me as well, it's quite miraculous. Getting to Athens, it was like working hard and riding and developing this horse. When I was 21, I've been in the German Young Rider Championships. I was vice champion. And after that, I sort of thought, well, you want to be a professional rider, or you want to be like your father and your grandfather have been, a dentist. And, in the end, I decided to be a dentist, and I studied, and I took over here in this dental surgery, which we are 90 years now. Last year we got 90. But I sort of did never stop riding. I bought young horses. I financed my studies with buying horses and selling horses a little. And, I never stopped. And I just kept on. And, one day this horse came my way, and I sort of I had this idea. I don't know why I had this idea, but I had this idea that this horse could be a real champion. It is, like I say, I had the idea of looking at a champion. And, I bought him when he was 4, and we started rehearsing. Yeah, that was
Tell us a little bit about Marius, because he was the most beautiful looking horse as well. He really captured the imagination of anybody watching. He was snow white. I imagine he kept your team and you very busy and keeping clean, but he just really sort of, you could fall in love with him so easily. Tell us a little bit about him and sort of how you found him in the start of his career.
Yeah, I mean, he has been a friendly horse his whole life. He is still with me, of course. He's now 26, and he is grazing in 10 yards from my house, so I can give him an apple every day, which I do actually. Nowadays, he always has a 1 or 2 young horses at the side, which he sort of brings up. We buy horses when they are very young, normally 2-year-old, 3-year-old. My son does the riding, and his wife, Louise, does the riding. She competed at badminton last year, Louise Romeike. They are doing the riding part, and I'm helping. How it is, put the poles up and down and things like that. And do the mock-out sometimes. But Marius still is the star, and he sometimes sort of walks around a little. He can walk free if he wants to, and he has a look at the facilities and goes grazing again.
Amazing. So he basically just sort of pleases himself, has a little wander around the yard, goes back to the field, looks after the youngsters, teaches them a trick or two.
That's it. That's possible. Yeah. That's how he does it, and how he loves it.
I can absolutely imagine that is how an Olympic champion should spend his latter years of life. That is amazing. Can I ask you about that victory in Hong Kong? Because it was a tough Olympic Games, and he finished ahead of the rest of the field. It was a brilliant championships, but he took that gold medal. It was a double gold medal. It was a team gold as well, backing up that team gold that Germany had won in Aachen, as we've talked about 2 years previously. How was that Olympic experience for you? Did you go with the expectation of, do you know what, there's a chance that obviously you're in with a very good shot of a team medal, but there's a chance that we could do very well individually here?
Yes, actually, I was very confident. I had worked very hard. After we lost the team gold medal in Athens, I've talked to my colleagues and I said, well, it's not possible that a dentist like me gets another chance. So this gold medal is gone. But if I could get another chance, I want to win the gold medal back, because there is a gold medal lying there at the Olympic Games, and there's my name written on it, and it's been taken away. Okay, it's like it is, but there's my name on it, and it is. I want to get it back. So I said to them, "Come with me. Let's try hard. Let's work hard." That's what I said. But what I thought is, and if you don't, I have to win an individual gold medal. But I want my gold medal back. That's, well, a bit stupido, like only an amateur could think, probably, because it's just not possible. But this little 0.5% chance, I thought, is only gone when it's gone. But in case there is a chance, I want to grab it.
Yeah,
so I was very
absolutely.
confident. My horse was very sound. He was very healthy, and well, we had good results in the 4 years. I worked a lot. I said to my wife, okay, now I'm not watching the news the next 4 years after Athens. I'm not opening my mail. I'm only working and preparing for next Olympic Games if there is a chance. So it was I was very spot on, and in the end it worked.
It absolutely did. It really did. And I think it's amazing because, like you say, you're an amateur rider, one horse at top level. Actually, Athens, you could say that had been your shot. And therefore, to come back 4 years later and to say, no, do you know what? I really, really want this to work. But to win that team gold, but also the individual title, is just the most extraordinary story. And something that I know really captured the imagination. I certainly remember a lot of the headlines in the UK at the time were the eventing dentist, and it makes that fairy tale and that dream that it is possible.
Yeah, you know what one brick, one stepstone, what made me confident was in the Horse and Hound. A friend, an English friend, sent me the Horse and Hound 1 month before the Olympics, and there was this column, Horses to Watch, for Olympic Games. Horses to watch. One dressage horse, one show jumper, and one eventer. So sort of horses to watch in the direction of the Olympics. These horses could be it. And in this column, they chose Marius, Horses to Watch. Horse and Hound said, wait for this horse. This could be mega. And that was so astonishing for me. And I was so proud because of this column. And it made me so, other people seemed to have confidence in me. People who didn't know me, but who had seen me or had seen results and had thought about, and they chose my horse. Horsey journalists chose my horse to put in this column, Horses to Watch, for the Olympics. And that made me a little extra confident, I can say.
I imagine it made you feel, obviously you had made sacrifices over the last 4 years in order to make this dream possible. I imagine it kind of made you feel a little bit like actually it is worth it. Things are building here.
Yes, of course. But how it really worked out when you do it, I mean, you can only understand your life when you look at it from a backward. But you can only live your life forward. But you can understand your life when you look at it backward. And so I think it was all a big reason for us to win, for the team to win in Hong Kong, and for me to win individually was the loss of the gold medal in Athens. I think it was one very big reason.
Did it make it all the more sweet? Obviously, an Olympic gold medal is going to be amazing anyway, but did it, because you'd worked so hard and come so close, did it mean even more?
Well, it meant everything. It was my my horse. It was my doing. I did it with friends of mine. It was not, a big consortium of owners or whatever. It was all sort of homemade. Well, I just wanted to have it all in a line on the day. Yeah,
and it did. It all lined up, and it all came to fruition in Hong Kong. And it was an amazing, amazing victory, and one that I certainly know that a lot of people listening to this will remember and enjoy. And if you don't remember it, if you have only got into eventing in the last few years, go back and have a look, because it is the most extraordinary story, as we've said. Hinrich, can I go back to Aachen? Because Marius is making a comeback. He's 26. He's living his best life at home in the field. But he is coming back in Aachen Digital Champion of Champions. Obviously, it is only possible to run this Champion of Champions event on the basis that with COVID and everything this year, Aachen hasn't been able to happen. So along with SAP and Echo Ratings and Aachen themselves, there is going to be a digital Aachen, whereby some of the best horses from Aachen over the last 15 years will be coming together in a meeting of the stars. And Marius is heading back to Aachen as part of that. How nice is it to think, do you know what, he's still going to go out there and enjoy a competition, even if it's virtually?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's I'm very proud to got chosen, and I hope virtual Aachen is going to be a tough round with big jumps, because when it's big jumping and decent jumping and fast speed, Marius is best. So he's allowed to come back this year, and I think he will be very competitive.
I absolutely think he will. Aachen is known for being tough. He loves it when when it's tough. So we will be cheering you on in Aachen Champion of Champions. Listeners, if you haven't already, go and download the Eventing Manager app. It is free in your App Store and Google Play. I'm just looking at mine now. You have 10 million virtual dollars to spend, Hinrich, in Eventing Manager to pick your dream team of 4. Marius is a cool 3.4 million. So I think he's very good value. Very good value. You couldn't buy an Olympic champion for 3.4 million normally in the app. So I think if you're a little bit unsure as to who to pick and you've listened to this show, go and take a look at Hinrich and Marius, because they've got good form, and they are, as I say, Olympic champions. They've been 5th at the World Games at Aachen before as well. It has been lovely to look back at some of your favourite Aachen highlights and to talk about that amazing Olympic medal, because, as I say, I remember it very, very clearly. And it really all came together for you and for the German team in 2008. We'll be looking forward to seeing your progress in Aachen Digital Champion of Champions as well. So good luck for that, even though, let's be honest, we can't influence the computer, Hinrich. We'll do our best, but we can't.
Good.
And go and give Marius a lovely big pat and an apple from everybody listening to the Eventing podcast.
Yes, I will.
It's a brilliant story, as we've said, but thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Listeners, I hope you've enjoyed this very special episode of the Echo Ratings Eventing podcast. Don't forget, you can download the Eventing Manager app, and if you fancy spending your money on Hinrich and his wonderful grey horse Marius, then that would be brilliant as well. I hope you've enjoyed hearing more about their stories of Aachen and indeed of that Olympic medal. Now, before we finish the show, we've actually got a special treat for you, because coming up next, it is the first segment of the brand new Beat the Brand. Enjoy. Welcome to our first ever Beat the Brand segment, and we are really looking forward to this one. So it is a brand new segment for the Eventing podcast, which is part of the build-up to CHIO Aachen Digital Champion of Champions. Now, we have got a very special guest who is looking to test her eventing knowledge in a bid to win some Voltaire Design goodies. Welcome to the show, Gemma Doherty.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Gemma, we're really looking forward to this one. We are going to test your eventing trivia. Just tell us a bit about yourself. I detect a Scottish accent.
Yes, I'm Scottish. I am currently based in Aberdeen, so probably as far north as you can get. I've got my own horse, so I like to compete at grassroots level, and what I really love doing is grooming for all my good friends who compete at a higher level.
Amazing. Well, we're hoping that your horse will be able to go out competing very soon with a brand new Voltaire Design saddle pad on his back. Standing in your way, I will welcome Ellen Cameron, who is a sports saddle specialist for Voltaire Design. She is also a pretty handy rider herself. She's ridden around Badminton. Ellen, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about Voltaire Design. For anybody that isn't familiar with the brand, tell us what you do and what the brand is all about.
So we are a French company. We make sports saddles, custom made for horse and rider, high performance, focusing on freedom of movement for the horse, putting the rider in the right balance. So it's about sort of allowing the rider to be as effective whilst also ensuring the horse can fulfill its full potential.
Brilliant. And there is a Voltaire Design League in Eventing Manager for Aachen Champion of Champions that anybody listening to this can join. You can just search in Eventing Manager and use the code Voltaire Design, all capital letters, all one word, to join. And the prize, Ellen, I am very excited about this prize because you could win a Voltaire Design bridle and reins, and it is worth nearly £500 to the league winner. It can't wait. Right. But now, Gemma, we need to try and win you some Voltaire Design goodies. So how this Beat the Brand is going to work is we have got two sets of questions, two sets of three questions, and I'm going to go between you both. They are eventing based, and basically we will see who can get their questions correct. If there is a tie, then we have a tie break question. Gemma, would you like to go first or second with your questions?
I'll go second.
You'll go second. Okay, Ellen's up first.
Brilliant.
Right. Okay, Ellen, question number one is, who was the last female eventing world number one?
Peggy?
God, I wish I had sound effects. I don't have sound effects. It's not Piggy. Gemma's shaking her head. It is Ros Cantor, and she was world number one May last year when she was pregnant, which is still one of my favourite facts. Okay. As you do, just, you know. Okay, Gemma, your first question is, name a member of the British team who helped Team GB to a team gold at the World Equestrian Games in Tryon in 2018.
Tom McEwen.
Correct. I was going to say it has to be a team member, not an individual, but nailed it. Tom McEwen, Toledo de Cursa, who finished, I think they're inside the top 10. Okay, second question, 1-0 to Gemma at the moment. Here we go. Which team took the bronze medal at last summer's European Championships in Le Moulin, Helen?
Sweden?
Yes. That's Sweden. That is a really, really good answer, actually. I thought that was quite tricky because France, if memory serves...
Was it a correct answer?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because France lost it in the show jumping. And I think it was Thibaut Villette who had a pole down that he couldn't afford, and Sweden took the team's bronze. There we go. Okay.
Brilliant.
Right. Gemma, question for you. Who did Piggy March beat into second place at Badminton Horse Trials in 2019? So last year, who finished second?
Ollie T in Ballamore class.
Correct. On show jumping time. Okay.
9 penalties.
There we go. Ellen, this is the last one for you to stay in the game.
Oh, God.
Who was the last British rider to win a 5-star?
Tom McEwen.
Correct.
At Poe.
Toledo de Cursa at Poe. Okay, Gemma, your question to win the Voltaire Design goodies is, which rider won the 2019 Event Rider Masters Series?
Won the whole series.
Won the whole series. Overall series. Yay! Oh, you have won. I'm so delighted that we didn't have to get onto the tie-break question because that's hard. Congratulations, Gemma. You have won yourself some Voltaire Design piece.
Well done.
Fab, that's ace. Thank you very much.
Will you send us a picture when you've got them and you're all dressed up? Pony's got his Voltaire Design saddle pad on. Send us a picture.
Yeah, of course.
Ellen, thank you so much for playing.
You're welcome. I'm not really an eventing geek, but yeah, I tried.
No. I think you put up a good fight, and to be honest, it was pretty close. It came down to the last question, so the pressure was absolutely on. So definitely, we have really, really enjoyed playing. And don't forget, if you want to join the Voltaire Design League in Eventing Manager, you can do so. Just use the joining code Voltaire Design, all capital letters, no space. And you will be able to be in with a chance of winning a bridle and reins worth nearly £500 when Eventing Manager kicks off for CHIO Aachen Digital Champion of Champions. Have you guys picked your team? Gemma, who have you got in your dream team at the moment? You might change it pre-Aachen, but who's locked in?
Well, I've changed it at least 3 or 4 times already. So in my team just now, as it stands today, I've got Frank Oldshot with Air Jordan 2.
Okay,
Michael Young and the Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Had to have Michael Young and Sam. They're one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Laura Collett and Raef.
Uh-huh.
And my final one is Andrew Nicholson and Nereo.
Oh, there's so many good horses. Ellen, who have you picked?
So I've gone for the big one, Ingrid Klimke and Bob.
Yeah.
Nicola Wilson and Opposition Buzz, because super fun Pathfinder. Zara and Toy Town. And Dirk Schrader.
Okay, King Artus. Very good. Well, good luck, both of you. And we hope everybody playing along at home gets involved as well. Please do go and download the Eventing Manager app. Join the Voltaire Design League to be in with a chance of winning that bridle and reins. Gemma, a huge thank you. Ellen, a huge thank you. Gemma, congratulations. Delighted that you won. I was more nervous for you.
Very much.
I think I was more nervous for you. But we will be back very soon with another Beat the Brand segment on the Echo Ratings Eventing podcast. A huge thank you to Ellen and to Gemma for taking part, and we'll see you very soon.